Good afternoon. I am going to do a quick class on how to create a table in AutoCAD, which you can use for a table of contents or just to insert information into a drawing. Um, so, just for information purposes, AutoCAD Electrical has a drawing index command that creates its own table and puts all your sheets in and whatever other info you need. You can put the date in, um, revisions, sheet number, description, all that stuff. So you could do that in AutoCAD Electrical if you just go to your project, right click it, and there's a drawing list report. And that creates a table with all your drawings in it. So actually, I'll show you how to do how AutoCAD Electrical does it. So once you have your project, you click on that drawing list report, and this pops up telling you to format, either format or a new report. Usually I go to format because I have my styles saved in there, and I click on drawing list report, hit new report, and then all your drawings in your project pop up. You can select whatever drawings you want. Usually you'll do all, and then you'll just hit OK. And as you see, AutoCAD is going through and grabbing all the information from the drawings. So, usually this is a pretty quick process, but it's taking its time right now because the drawings are on the server, and it takes a little bit longer when they're on the server as opposed to on your local C drive. So, and here we go. 5 drawings. Okay, so pulled in all the drawings. It's got the drawing name. It's got the date. Sheet number would be here, and your descriptions too. Um, you can go in and you could save this. So if you change these formatting things, you could save it. So the next time you would go to format and pick this one. You could also squeeze the text in a little bit, depending on your preferences. You just do that. You can go in here, change report format, so you can change things around. You can add all these fields. These are all in the drawings, so you can add them all, put them over here. When you're done, you can either save to a file, or you can put on the drawing. I just hit click put on drawing. It takes all the information. You want to insert as a new table. And pretty much the rest of this you do not have to touch. There are instances you could modify it, but in most cases, you'll just put it in as is. Okay, so this is created your table. This is your drawing. This is going to be your report of all your drawings. So you hit close, everything pops in here. So I had it formatted to include the descriptions. If you take your drawings and you right click on each one, you go to properties, drawing properties, and this is where your information comes in to apply to these columns. So, but needless to say, this is how your drawing index will come. And anytime you need to update it, you just go back into your project, right click, and hit drawing list report, and run it again. And it'll update all your sheet numbers, all your pages, your descriptions, anything you change. So that's how that works. Also, you can there's different arrows on these tables that you can use to adjust. If you click this one in the middle, we'll actually make separate columns. If you're short on room, you can make 2 columns, or you just extend it back out and it's back here. You can, you can add rows. So if you go into the row, if you click on the table and then go over to the row, click on it, right click, you can insert row above, insert row below. You can delete the row. You can grab other stuff and you can format. So Same goes for columns. You can add column if you want. Mostly you will just run the drawing list report. The rest of this stuff is, if you modify this manually here, when you run drawing list report again, it'll get overwritten. So, but that is the AutoCAD Electrical drawing list report, which works. Now to actually insert a table to do the same thing manually, which you would have to do in AutoCAD if you don't have electrical. So you would click table, and here is what screen pops up. So for the drawings we're creating, where there's just two columns, has the drawing number and the description. So on here, you would have number of columns. Those are the everybody knows what a column is, all right? Okay? So you would figure out how many columns you have. Should be one column for each drawing. No, one column for the description, one column for the drawing number. So it should be two columns. Your column width, you can adjust here, but you can also adjust in once you insert it. Data rows, you should have one row for each drawing, plus you need an additional row for the header. So you could also insert a title. If you want a title, then you would need to add two rows, one for the header, one for the title. So and then you have the row height here, which is going to set the spacing for your information. So one should be good. Now, after you enter all this, you get to select your first row of if you have a title, this will stay title. If not, you just use header. You can see how this changed. So now it's header. And the second row is going to be data, and the third row will be data. So now you're going to have your two headers on top, and the rest is going to be data. So then you hit OK, and it will ask you where to put it. And then you just insert it there. And then you just start, like the first column is going to be your header, so you will put, you just type in whatever you want your header to be. Then you hit the tab, take you over to the next column, and you can type in description. So now this stuff is all formattable, which is a good part of why tables are better than just putting text in, because it keeps things much more smooth. Each individual cell is formattable. I can click on this and come over here. It tells you text height, text style. Your justification is in here. So you can do your alignment, middle center. That's where I like to put the headers, in the middle center. And, some of the other things in here. And that's it. Once you put these in. And then you got the rows for all your data. So, now these, you can adjust these by coming in here. If you click on the table, just highlight the table itself. You can grab this and you can make your column smaller, like this. Okay. Then here you would put like drawing P-01. Okay, I like to put all the drawings in first, and then it'd be P02, and then you got C-01 for your communications page, and then you get into the electrical, so you E01, E02. I mean, it's just, E03, and so on. That I messed up, so just double click in the box and go in and boom. Now, if you ended up with enough drawings, like your table's too big, just cross window it, click on 18, hold the shift button, click on whatever ones you don't need, then right click and hit delete rows. They're gone. Okay. Also, if you want to change the size of your text, I can go in here and click on the row, this A row here. The text height is set to 0.18. I can change it to 0.1. And there you'll see it changed everything to 0.1. Same with B. Highlight the entire thing. Click on the B itself. Now it's highlighting all the columns. It works almost like Excel does. If you click on the row header, it highlights the whole row. So then you can come in here, click on 0.1. Now the small. Now, also these are, you could set the alignment here, because the alignment I would want to set to middle center for all these. Okay, so now they're all in the middle center. Now also if you want to decrease the size of each row of the table, you come in here and you click on this arrow here, and this actually makes them all the same size, but it shrinks the gap between cells. So you can make them as tight or as far apart as you want, and the text size still stays the same. So it's a good deal. Okay, and the descriptions work the same way. You just double click on the cell, type in your information, layout, and then if you hit enter, it just drops down to the next row underneath it. If you hit tab, it'll go to the next, it'll go left then down, left then down. So this, if I hit enter, see, it takes me down one row. If I hit tab, it takes me left then down. See, this is tab. Okay, so that's how you move around in here. I see these aren't in the center, so if I highlight the whole thing, click on B, alignment, middle center. Okay, I could also, I usually want to keep all of these to the left. So if I click the entire thing and go to middle left, puts them over there, then I can click on just the description row and change that to middle center. Lastly, these all have borders on them. You can keep them or you can get rid of them. You can highlight the whole thing, then right click and go to there is a selection in here for the borders, and I just lost it. Where did it go? Okay. Line type scale. I'm sorry. Oh, I think you just gotta. I'm sorry, this should not take. Okay, so if I go to. Oh, here it is. Okay, so sorry about that. You highlight the column. Let's see if it works for everything all at once. Yes, it does. So you can highlight the whole thing here, and then go to border color. Click on the little window in the corner left, and then come down here and just click this button. Turns everything off. There. Your borders are showing up here, but they're not there. They're just here for reference. Okay? So, and that is all you need to do to create your table. And now everything is lined up perfectly. You can move them wherever you want. Everything is good. It works a lot better than using different lines of text and then copy and paste and copy and paste. Also, on here, if at the beginning I could have created the title, title header data, put title and then put drawing index in the title. But I'll do that next time. Lastly, some people like to underline these. I have not found the underline command for the text. So, worst case scenario, just draw a line underneath your text. That's the only. Then I can copy it. Make sure F8 is pushed so it draws it, in a straight line. Whoops. So I would copy that. Whoops. C-O. Copy. And you can just drag it over here to description, lay it in there, and then you can extend it to the end of the text. Okay, so that is all you got to do. And now you got a nice drawing index. And just to show you what it looks like, I'll go to PDF to Bluebeam, and then if you hit preview, and nothing comes up, and I know why, because stupid me put the table on a layer that is turned off. Yep, they put it on the viewport layer, which is not good, so I actually create a layer called index. I make it red. Okay, and it's on, so once I create that, I go in here, click on. I've noticed when you hit layer, if you just type in the first letter of your layer, it'll move to that area. So that's what that is. So now it's on that layer. Whoop. I gotta make sure these lines are on there too. Well, let me just go in here and I'll put all these on the index layer. There you go. So now, when I go to print preview, go to previous plot, and then hit preview. And now my drawing index shows up with everything in there because now it's on the layer that's visible. So that is how you create a table or a drawing list if you're working in AutoCAD Electrical. So hope this helps.